Live from LEPD Firearms Range and Training Facility, this is On Target, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
And they're buying a gun.
Actually, the thing is that one would have reflected anything.
WTVN Allison
Or
White.
absorbed.
The shock of the firearms in
those.
Pike County yesterday still has not worn off. Jared Allen has the latest on the continually developing story.
8 people from just west of Piketon, Ohio, found shot in the head at 4 different crime scenes. Ohio Attorney General Mike DeWine tries to reassure Piketon and nearby peoples that it appears the Norton family was targeted.
Nothing bad. Nothing bad.
Nothing bad.
Very dedicated.
We're not supposed to say nothing bad.
Unlike last week when John, you said something.
Richard.
As to
Abbreviated term for Richard.
That was repeating what
Yes.
3 children did survive.
Customers.
This is tragic. 3 children survived.
The Germans turn on Obama?
6
No,
months
say it's not
3 years
so.
old.
Attorney General Mike DeWine also added that the rest of the Roden family members are being provided with protection. A California man has been indicted on 4 felony charges following a fentanyl bust in Franklin County. Investigators say when they arrested Juan Ramirez, he had over 15 pounds of the drug on him. Ramirez now faces nearly a half a century behind bars if he is convicted on aggravated trafficking in drugs and aggravated possession of drug charges. This was the largest fentanyl-related drug bust in the county's history. The Cleveland Police Union is upset over the city's ban on vacation time during the Republican National Convention. The mandate prohibits officers from using time off between July 11th through July 31st, before, during, and after the RNC. For your ABC6 first warning weather forecast, sunshine this afternoon, we'll see a high of 66. Clear and cool tonight, a low of 44. Sunshine on Sunday, warmer with a high of 75. I'm Allison Wyatt. More news at the bottom of the hour and on demand at 610WTVN.com.
Another look around the area. There's a reported accident on Cleveland Avenue at 161. Look for possible lane restrictions as you move through that stretch. Other than that, it's still a very quiet drive heading around this area as you'll find light traffic volumes even around existing construction. If you see problems on the road, call traffic tickering at 821-1111.
Do you use public Wi-Fi? That increases your chance of identity theft. One reason you need LifeLock. Free credit monitoring may show changes to your credit. LifeLock's U.S.-based team helps resolve identity theft issues. Sign up fast at LifeLock.com. Use promo code RISK to save 10%.
Save on protection for your home with an 11% rebate on residential steel roofing from Menards. It can be installed with existing shingles, saving you money on disposal fees and installation time. Plus, Menards residential steel roofing helps cut energy bills and is hail, wind, and fire resistant. Choose from 31 colors and 2 styles. And right now, get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Good through April 23rd. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
The Eldorado Scioto Downs Summer Concert Series has arrived. Sunday, May 29th, Travis Tritt. Saturday, June 25th, artists to be announced soon. Friday, July 22nd, Clay Walker and special guest Love and Theft. Saturday, August 20th, Jamie Johnson. All tickets start at just $20 and are on sale now at etix.com. Visit sciotadowns.com for full concert details. Only at Eldorado Scioto Downs. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Live from LEPD Firearms Range and Training Facility, this is On Target, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
Good afternoon. Welcome to On Target. We are broadcasting live from LEPD Firearms Range and Training Facility. We're located at 999 Bethel Road, just off of 315. Guys, there's no more hiding behind the mic. Today, we released the sizzle reel for LEPD, the show. So I hope you guys did your hair and everything because it's out there.
Yeah, what did you do with your hair, by the way?
I don't think I had hair at the time, to be honest.
I think you forgot to put the wig on myself.
It's out there.
So, folks, if you go to our Facebook page, LEPD Firearms and Range, or the front page of our website, lepd.com, you got to check it out. And you know what? We joke around, and we had a good time putting it together. But in all honesty, the message is about promoting safe, responsible ownership of firearms, and that is the whole intent of our pushing this. And and we have a fun time doing it. But that's the underlying message.
That's great.
So, do as we say, not as we do then.
That's right. So we are the owners of LEPD Firearms Range and Training Facility and are active law enforcement. But for 1 hour on Saturdays, we put together a group of firearm experts to discuss new products in the market, training tips, and oftentimes political topics surrounding the Second Amendment. Our commitment, though, is to always bring you the facts about the industry and ultimately help our customers and our listeners with the safe, responsible ownership of firearms. Today on the show, it's all about hygiene.
Hygiene.
Yes, it's hygiene for the gun.
Take a break here?
Gun hygiene.
Gun hygiene.
Gun hygiene.
Yes, I had that hygiene story with my teenager at home, so it's a nice segue right into this.
And we use some of the same equipment.
Very similar. I could use some solvent from time to time.
Yep. WD-40. WD-40.
Hey,
there you go.
It's really necessary to clean your guns, but what is the best method? And you're going to hear some special tips from our guys who've been around a little bit, and PawPaw will reveal his secret, although he's already alluded to it here.
Just listen to the old man.
It's already wearing off.
I've got 50. What's wearing off?
I'm using some of your.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 50 years of experience. Come on.
And there's one thing that's really good about it too, as far as the fact that it absorbs moisture.
It's cheap.
Yeah. Will they be able to figure out what we're talking about?
Oh yeah.
That's at 1:35. You won't want to miss our discussion on proper way to clean your gun, revolver, semi-autos, rifles, and shotguns. At 1:20 though, PawPaw has the gun of the week. I'll tell you, PawPaw, I'm surprised at how much I like this one, given that I'm not a big fan of the modern day one of this brand.
I get special.
That thing is pretty.
I get special kudos for this because this isn't my turn. But and typically in true fashion, my philosophy is you have to own the gun for the gun of the week, and I own this one.
It's true.
Okay? Yeah,
that's a nice one.
And in typical fashion, John also owns that one.
In typical fashion, John always says, "That's my favorite gun. Oh, I like that gun. I've got 3 of them." Okay.
So you won't miss that. That's coming up at 1:20. If you have questions anytime, it's 614-821-WTVN or 1-800-610-WTVN to jump on with the guys. Follow us on Facebook. Check out our sizzle reel. That's going to be LEPD Firearms and Range out there on Facebook. Also, all of our latest announcements are out there, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All of our videos are out there from the shows. Always interesting to see. If we miss a topic, or if you want us to cover a topic that we haven't covered yet, the email address is OnTarget@lepd.com. If you have a question for the gunsmith, just submit it to that as well, and we'll make sure it gets to the right spot.
Ooh, that's me.
That's you.
That'd be you.
Joining me today in the studio, I have JC from sales. JC, what do you think about those gas guns we got in this week?
No, I love big bore guns. I mean, I really do. I've got a 458, a 375 H&H. This is a big bore. This is so big that the caliber on it said 1.5. I went 1.5 caliber. I said that would be like so tiny, but this is not tiny. This is 1.5 inches of caliber, which is it's a 37 millimeter gas. It's a tear gas grenade gun that they used to use and probably still do use, but they were big in the prisons and the stop riots. And the thing is, you can still get ammo that you can legally own for this today. You can actually get 37 millimeter. You can get star bursts, so you can get flares. You can get smoke grenades, so you could actually take this out and have some fun. But this 1.5 inch caliber turns out to be a 37 millimeter, although it's if you really figure it out mathematically, it comes out to supposed to be about 39, but it's a 37 millimeter gas gun. But anyway,
yeah, these are
it's a beautiful, beautiful, incredible gun, and we got several of them.
We got a couple of them. They were police trades.
Yeah, and if you get a chance, check out the video or the is it a podcast or video? Or what
it's it's on YouTube.
Check out the YouTube page because this thing
I like it. It's even got sights for
it's cool.
75 yards and 100 yards. So it's a gas.
And the one that is going to remain at the store actually. What was that, John? You said it has
an inclinometer on it, and it actually measures the degrees of level. So if you know that you need to hold it at a 35, 45 degree angle, it actually, as you raise the gun, it just tells you what that angle is while you lift it up.
You know, they always say how that rack of the shotgun is very intimidating. Dude, that's pointed at me.
Looking at an 1.5 inch opening in here would get anybody's attention.
And PawPaw, just so you didn't catch that, that's the inclinometer. The
inclinometer. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, I also have here to my right Ronnie from Boom Boom Tactical. Ronnie, we've got in a bunch of those RFB parts this week to go with the Celtic RFBs.
Very nice.
Great thing.
Yeah.
So those.
We got the front. What would you call it? What are they called?
The rail, like a quad rail.
There's a front quad rail that you can put a riser on so that you have an equal front and rear sight. So if you want to do backup iron sights to your RFB, you can do that and still run optics off of it. It's very
nice,
cool.
Very nice. To my left is my father in Coner. Phil, I see you. You're wearing your custom shirt there. Are you selling those yet? Let me see what it says here. It says, PawPaw, the man, the myth, the legend. There you go. I think you need to sell those.
Yeah, there's just one. There's just one. One and only.
You know what? There's no sawdust on that, though.
Well, there was.
Oh.
It was, yeah.
Got a little dog here, though, to make up for it.
Yeah, there you go.
Little dog here.
Yeah.
Mark is taking a day off today, but in his honor, we do have a missing in action boot.
Boot with a headset. Yeah, you gotta like that. I like those boots.
That's a good look. I like that look.
Emily is the one answering the phone for us back at the station. It'd be nice to her. If you missed the show, you can always catch the podcast. It's WTVN.com. If you want to meet the guys, stop by the showroom anytime throughout the week. We're at 999 Bethel Road, just west of 315, just before the train tracks. So let's get to the news around the industry. This week is going to be sponsored by Jackson Egress Windows, one of Angie's List Super Saver Award winners, which is not easy to do, and it's not one of those awards that you pay to get. Our listeners are prepared for the bad guy, but are you prepared for a fire? Jackson Egress Windows can put in that window in your basement that allows you to exit in the time of a fire, and also gives you a beautiful, the light that comes in there really makes it a nice living space otherwise. So give them a call, 614-260-5130. What do you have, Renee?
Well, I only have one story, and it's a scary one. I would have had two, but I left one back in the shop.
Why do I even try to help you?
During a speech in support of Hillary Clinton's campaign for president, her daughter, Chelsea, told those gathered that there is now a great opportunity to pass strict gun control laws since Supreme Court Judge Anton, or how do you say his first name? Anton Scalia has passed away. Chelsea, she basically is telling everybody that, if her mom is elected, gun control is going to happen, that they're going to elect somebody for the Supreme Court, to be anti-gun. And I think, the one thing that strikes me about the whole thing is, this young lady, since she's a child, has had Secret Servicemen with firearms protecting her, still has Secret Service with firearms protecting her. So she's basically denying all the other people in the country, or wants to deny all the other people in the country.
What does she know? What does she know? Would you listen to her? I mean, would you listen to any advice that she might give you?
No. What has she done? She's not. She's
she's the daughter.
Right. Exactly. And JC, what was that scary quote from Hillary this week?
And I can't give you the actual quote. I can tell you what it said. I can't just give it verbatim. But what she said was that every minute of every day she thinks about gun control. So,
yeah, I read that.
So it's out there, and I can get the actual quote, but that's my version of what she said. But every minute of every day, she thinks about gun control. So if she gets info, I mean, as we talked about, no matter who you like or who you don't like, if it comes down to the end, if she gets in, I really think we have to watch out. Doomed. I mean, as far as what she wants to do.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean that just exactly that. If you're for Cruz or if you're for Trump, whoever makes it or whoever doesn't make it, if you're for Bernie, then you need to get out there and vote for whoever's in there because we want to.
She is not the answer.
Yeah.
You know, I found I had something in common with her this week though, because just like her, every minute, every day, I'm thinking about gun control. I'm trying to get it right there in that tight pattern.
Right.
You know,
a good stance, a firm grip, and a steady on.
That's not what she was saying.
I don't think so. That's a good one though.
What else do you have for us, JC?
We got a couple of stories out here I think that are pretty good. We talked last week, I mentioned on there that since the president has been elected, since he's been serving, that Americans have bought over 100 million firearms. When you think about that, that is a boatload of firearms since he's been elected. Well, just to back that up, this week, Crane's Cleveland Business magazine, they reported that overall the gun industry in the United States has seen job increases of 73% since Obama has taken office. So if it makes sense, if you have all these guns that people are buying, somebody's got to be making them. So it has a huge economic impact. Basically, the quote from the article is, Americans are sticking to their guns, leading to big job growth in the industry, and they've added about 25,000 jobs in the gun industry in 2015, which is a 10% increase just from the year before. They're claiming there's approximately a little under 300,000 positions out there that's claimed by the National Shooting Sports Foundation in the gun industry, including sales and firearms manufacturing. But Ohio ranks 6th nationwide with the gun-related jobs, and 11,124 jobs are tied to the gun industry. So it has a really, really huge impact. And when I say huge impact, according to the National Shooting Sports Foundation, the economic impact from revenue, wages, benefits, and taxes came up to a little over $49 billion last year, an increase of 15%. Wow. So it's a big, big impact in the United States. So keep up the good work, folks. Keep on buying, and don't elect somebody who wants to take them away from you. So
and the one thing I noticed about that article, John, it said that we should be making at least 50 grand a year.
Yeah, I did see that.
They said that the average income of these new people and stuff is
$50,180 in annual wages and benefits.
Yeah.
Which means, according to what we get paid, somebody's out there making $300,000.
I know. So there you go. And I was in here gluing the soles back on my shoes this week.
And we see one of them there.
Yeah, that's right.
And another one, and this is happening. This is called the Church Protection Act. Now, a governor, and it was in Mississippi. The governor, I loved it. They said he had a holstered gun sitting on top of his Bible when he signed the bill. The governor signed a law in Mississippi that allowed guns in churches. Now, I mentioned a couple weeks ago, we had this jihadist in Detroit that was planning on going into a church because people were gathered there. He said, it's a gun-free zone. I can go in there and kill as many people as I can. And if you remember, he wanted to cut somebody's head off there and make the news and all that big deal. Well, even last week, I won't name the church, but we conducted a concealed carry class for a minister, some of the elders, and some of the staff in their church, because once again, they see the churches as gun-free zones. Well, in Ohio, if a minister says that you can do it, you can do it, otherwise they're forbidden. However, in Mississippi, this governor signed a law saying, hey, if you can carry outside of the church, you're law-abiding, you take the classes, you're registered with the government, you should be able to carry in, and they're hoping that would stop maybe some future antics of an ISIS crowd.
That's great.
So. And along that line, too, they just announced that the governor of Virginia is going to allow over 200,000 convicted felons to vote now.
Lovely.
And,
perfect. This is what we need.
Yeah, and they're gun crime types of felons.
Perfect. He must have got that from Obama. When we come back, PawPaw has the gun of the week, and surprise, surprise, I see 38s on the table again.
Do you think it could be a revolver?
Yeah. We're on target. We're broadcasting live from LEPD Firearms Range. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hey, it's Corby. Join me for my...
Think about this. If any politician is successful in running in running every gun maker out of business, you know, with lawsuits and stuff like that. In time of war, when we really need to produce small arms, where's the gun makers? You know.
That's a good point. Well, all of our other industries going out too. Remember,
yeah, I mean, we'll have to buy weapons from foreign countries.
We don't even make our own steel anymore.
Do you guys have commercials without Joe Broadway?
Yeah. Did you see our little
What's that?
Oh, I didn't see the headphones on there.
I'm teasing. Hey, sorry about that emoji. That was an emoji slip. I was just hitting buttons. Ah, hear you. What are you bringing us back with? What print song? Do I know? Is that? You got Let's Go Crazy somewhere in there at some point? All right.
I know there was the big walk this week.
No question. No question. All right. Just text me more a minute out or so from other.
It seems to be steady.
I'm jealous, but that means more mowing. No way. Ironite greens without the growth surge other fertilizers.
Everything all right,
so I relax and enjoy the green. Well, I'm turning green with Endo. Better to turn green with Ironite. New Ironite from Pennington. Turn your young lawn green and green without extra mowing.
Before you dig, call 811 at least 2 business days beforehand to make sure you don't hit critical underground utilities. It's
I know. No one does that.
Tree, flower bed, mailbox, wherever you dig, stay safe. Call 811. Learn more at ColumbiaGasOhio.com.
Many of those are
at the special ops gun show this weekend at Jeffersonville crossing off I-71. Just follow the signs. Sound the alarm. We've got a jackpot alert. Prepare to take action. The Powerball jackpot is up to $251 million. The next drawing is tonight, so don't wait. Get your Powerball tickets now. Bypass those long lines and find popular lottery draw games, including Powerball and Mega Millions in any Ohio lottery self-service machine. It's a fast, easy, and convenient way to play. Lottery
I know.
Visit Recreation's outlet for everything you need to turn your backyard into the underground play space. Choose from a huge selection of play sets and trampolines or basketball hoops starting at $999. And now it's a great time to buy $199 installation special. Plus, Recreation's outlet isn't just fun for kids. Check out their complete line of Caldera spots.
I don't think you can do enough.
Visit recreationsoutlet.com. Sale ends April 30th.
They say you reap what you sow, but Miracle Grow Edibles has found a little loophole when it comes to growing your own herbs and veggies. We've nurtured these little plants from seed to sprout to give them a head start. That way you can go from plant to plate in a matter of weeks. So make that green thumb a little greener. Make the switch from canned to off the vine. Trade freeze-dried for fresh top. And turn homemade into homegrown. Plant, harvest, and enjoy with Miracle Grow Edibles. Only at your Columbus area Meyer. Actual days to harvest will vary by variety.
Have you ever thought you'd like to buy and sell houses but didn't know how or where to begin? Do you fear your job is in jeopardy or is your business income reduction?
How do you have Let's Not Go Crazy? How do you not have that?
In real estate without using your money or credit.
You know what? It could be another name for it.
And I've taught over 500,000 people to do just that and personally bought
You just do whatever. We'll go with it.
If you'll call 800-970-6159, 24 hours, and leave your information, I'll send the first 500 callers my CD, Fortunes and Foreclosures, and my best-selling book to help you get started absolutely free. I'll show you how to build a six-figure income part-time with no previous experience, no license, even if you're a busy professional. Call 800-970-6159, 24 hours, and get my new book and CD free. That's 800-970-6159. Take your life back and make this the best year ever. Call 800-970-6159 now.
From the Central Ohio Chevy Dealer Studios, get 15% off MSRP cash back on most 2015 Chevy vehicles. News Radio 610 WTVN, an iHeart radio station.
Here at BC6, first warning weather. For today, clouds early, but sunshine this afternoon, high of 66. For tonight, clearing skies, dry and cool, low of 44. For Sunday, looks beautiful, guys. Sunny and warm, high of 75. Currently 54 degrees on your severe weather station. News Radio 610 WTVN.
News Radio 610 WTVN.
He's got it down.
Welcome back to On Target. You guys, it's a Prince song, right?
Yeah. What do you call the
bumper music?
All our bumper music today are Prince songs. It's awesome.
If Emily pushes the right button.
Right.
Eric, did your forecast have a front coming through?
No, I don't have no.
Have you ever noticed that when you have a front, you should have a back
rear.
of the front, a back of the front?
Yeah.
So,
right.
you know, so you have the front and then you have the back of the front. So what comes first, the front or the back?
That all depends on where you live.
Right. So
Depends on which direction you're facing.
The
back of the front.
Before the front.
Oh, how we digress. We are on target. We're broadcasting live from LEPD Firearms and Range. Before we get to the gun of the week, I wanted to say, guys, next week we have a special guest. We have one of our friends from WSYX is going to stop by. They're doing a story this week that we helped them on with concealed carry. So it's airing Thursday night at 11 on Channel 6.
Be here?
Yeah, they're going to be here. He's going to jump on with us. Tom Susie's going to jump on with us next week. So that's what we look forward to for next week.
Where's he going to sit?
Probably next to you.
Probably right there where that boot is.
Right where the boot is.
So it is time for the ever-anticipated Gun of the Week. This week, it is brought to you by our friends over at Gun Owners Legal Defense Network. These guys do a top-notch job when it comes to CCW insurance. All the information is out there on our website, so stop out there and check them out. Gun Owners Legal Defense Network. PawPaw, it is you and the Gun of the Week.
I better say hi to Chief Oppie, former police chief with Perry Township Police Department. I understand that he's one of our groupies now.
Yes, he is a groupie.
He's a groupie.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Hey, look, actually, I'm happy to have the Gun of the Week because it's a firearm that I recently purchased. Came in, like always, you know, used, and Eric says, "Dad, come in here and look at this." So
That's all she wrote.
Yeah, this is a Charter Arms Undercover 38 Special snub nose. It's a neat little snub nose, and I don't know how it compares to the J-frame Smith & Wesson. It's very similar.
Very similar.
Very similar. But this is made by Charter Arms. Charter Arms was founded in 1964. I didn't know it was lost, but it was founded by a guy named Douglas McClanahan, and this guy had worked for Colt, High Standard, and Strum Ruger. The neat thing about this too is that he wanted to make a frame of a snub nose without the side plate. So it's all one solid frame, and that's kind of neat about the gun.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, it's solid. You can look at it. And the neat thing about Charter Arms Firearms is that they make nothing but revolvers. Isn't that something? That's great.
Wow.
And and his first pistol that was made was a 5-shot revolver called the Undercover Chamber 38 Special.
Wow, that's not. You actually had some good information today.
Don't go taking a light.
It actually looks a little. I don't know if it is smaller than the J-frame. It just has a very small.
It almost looks like the I-frame.
It almost looks like the I-frame.
Almost like the I-frame.
Yeah.
The company was located in Stratford, Connecticut, but it went bankrupt in 1990. But then it was resurrected by a company called Charter 2000. And that was founded by the Ecker family. And I'm not sure how this all kind of ties in, but anyways, it's a neat little gun, and it's tight. It's really tight. I don't know how old that is, John. Do you know by looking at it?
It's got the internal firing pin on it, so it's probably maybe 80s.
Yeah, I would. They originated with the transfer bar. They used it right off the back, so that was one of their advertising things. But you could drop it; it would not go off. The other thing that it has that's really unique that I like on mine. I bought mine from a police officer. Used it to back up, like about in the early 70s. you can open it the standard way with the latch. But you can also pull the ejection rod out. It locks both with the rear, and it also locks on the front where the ejection rod slides in. And that way, for speed, you can open it up and do it without using your thumb. And it has fewer moving parts than any other revolver of its type.
Wow.
So fewer moving parts.
I've got more.
That's a good. I'll give you a little more time the next time.
Thank you.
All right. When we come back, that's a good gun of the week.
Okay.
When we come back, we're going to talk about gun cleaning after we give PawPaw another minute on his gun of the week. There, we're on target. We're broadcasting live from LEPD Firearms and Range. We'll be back right after the news.
I had like memory foams, I had feather pillows, and it
Remember Phil, when you first got that, and I looked at it, and I thought it was a Smith, so I turned it around and saw the
really tight due to that design. I mean,
switched to my pillow.
pops right
Yeah, I mean, if you pull
Hello,
the
I'm
trigger
Nick
and try
Lindell,
to use
Adventure
shoulder,
of My Pillow.
tight.
My patented pill just
I
suits
didn't know it was all
individual
peace.
needs, and it holds
And I didn't know what you
support
said
all night
about
long to take
I didn't know
special
that part.
So you can
and
actually
keep your
open it
neck
different
alive.
Well, you know what
Get the
causes
best
that, the
night's
fact
sleep
that
of
it
your
doesn't
life.
lock that
My
great
Pillow
strap
is the
there.
official pillow of the
I
National
like
Sleep
it. It's
Foundation.
lightweight.
My Pillow is machine washable and
I like
dryable
the
and comes with a
simplicity of the
60-day money-back
very small.
guarantee and an
So I
amazing
got
10-year
kind of a
warranty.
rubber
Plus,
grip
every
that
My
has that
Pillow
right
is made in the
next to it.
USA.
That's her.
I personally guarantee that My Pillow
Cushion,
will be the most
rubber grip,
comfortable
be
pillow
practical.
you'll ever
This-
own. Go to
now I've had this, I
mypillow.com or
keep
call
it
now
simple.
to
The other
order
thing
one of
is
My
I
Pillows.
use-
When
I
you
didn't
do, I'll
find
give
that
you a
stuff
second
by
one
accident. That's
absolutely
what
free.
like
Call
25 bucks.
1-800-480-1941 and use the promo code IHEART.
Even though the Bulldogs is 44 and the frame is
WTVN, I'm
larger,
Allison Wyatt. Ohio Attorney General
grip
Mike DeWine
on
says
it. So
what they
the frame
believe
looks
so
bigger, but
far
it comes
is
down to
that
that
the 8
smart grip.
victims
So
in
the
the shooting in
grips
Pike
on
County
the
never targeted.
Charter arm on the Bulldog will go right onto that and right onto that.
DeWine says that 3 children did survive the shooting, including the baby, and they also say that the shooter is still at large, but they can't confirm how many shooters might have been involved.
Yeah. And the fuselage
Anyone who has any
oh
information
no, I'm
about
gonna
the
be here.
case is asked to call 1-855-BCI, Ohio. A man who was taking
and they follow you. I mean, you can see them
follow you.
Dude, how cool is that?
an explosion. A
Let's
grand
get a
jury
drone
in
and
Dunedin
follow
found
Paul.
on aggravated arson and breaking and entering charges for the explosion on Stockbridge Road last month.
I got just a couple quick things
For
after
your ABC 6, first warning weather forecast, sunshine today, we'll see a high of 66. I'm Allison Wyatt. For breaking news and weather alerts instantly, follow us on Twitter at 610 WTVN
Have you
News.
been looking out your window all winter long, just wondering what to do with your yard? Are you tired of mowing your own lawn? Are you dreading losing weekends of beautiful weather this year by working your yard? Really just started today. The answer to any of these questions is yes, and we can help. I'm Dave Caraselli, owner of Caraselli's Outdoor Living. My staff and I would be glad to make sure that all of those things are done for you, giving you the time to do the things that you want to do. Call now, ask for me, David Caraselli, at 614-620-8356 for all your lawn care, landscape, and outdoor living needs. That's 614-620-8356.
What's a passing grade? 70, 80, 90%? This is Mike Leans, president of Care Heating and Cooling. Weekly, my department leaders meet, not only for planning, but also to review Care's performance. While we measure many aspects of our business, we really want to know how well we take care of our customers. We provide service on a timely basis. Are our technicians neat and clean? Were the trucks properly stocked? And were our customers treated with care and respect? But the most important measurement is how well we did fixing a furnace or air conditioner the first time. By tracking how often we have to go back to a customer's home after working on their heating or cooling system, we determine Care's call accuracy. I'm very proud to say that in 2015, Care's call accuracy was over 98%. No, Care isn't perfect, but by employing only the highest skilled technicians in the industry and paying them to fix equipment instead of sell it, we're coming close. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
The statements and views of this advertiser do not represent the views or opinions of this station.
Science on life after death experiences. God said, man said.com. Dragon swallow evolution. Slam cell secret door. God said, man said.com. God on the power of the church. Saints prepare for departure. Archaeology certifies Bible. Miracles and all. Hours of text and audio. God said, man said.com.
Waving to someone, and then realizing you don't know them. Embarrassing.
Walking through a screen door at a large party. Embarrassing. Talking to your doctor about your poop. Come on, it's your doctor. He's heard it all before. So don't keep a lid on it. Talk to your doctor. You have frequent diarrhea, unexplained weight loss, gas, bloating.
Hello, how long?
Because if you have just one of these symptoms, you could have a medical condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
Hey, PawPaw said you need to come back when he's here.
Enzymes to break down the food you eat. But the good news is, EPI is a manageable condition.
Later on in the week, usually.
Go to identifyepi.com and take the symptom quiz. That's identifyepi.com. Print out your answers. Bring it to your doctor.
All right, well, here we go.
Don't keep a lid on it. Talk to your doctor. Go to identifyepi.com to learn more.
Brought to you by AbbVie.
Know what's below. Always call 811 before you dig.
Live from LEPD Firearms Range and Training Facility, this is On Target, the latest from the firearms industry, the products and politics that affect your hobby and liberty. This program may not be politically correct, but it is On Target. Now, your host, Eric Delbert.
Welcome back to On Target. I'm your host, Eric, joined today in our live studio with JC from the sales team, Ronnie, who makes up Boom Boom Tactical, my father, and co-owner Phil, who is just waiting to spew a little bit more information about his gun of the week.
I've got to spew. I just want to mention that Charter Arms is still in business. However, in 2005, Charter 2000 announced they were going to file for bankruptcy, and blaming the cost associated with nuisance lawsuits. And that's something. And that's that's what everybody's trying to do. All the liberals out there, sue the manufacturers.
This is one of the things that Hillary wants to do, is take away that protection, so anyone who gets injured, you can sue the company, and the predictions are they can put all companies out of business in 18 months.
And that'll open up a can of worms too, because what will be next and left open for sue?
Yeah. Now a couple more things, and I'll get off my stool here. They make a Southpaw revolver.
Yes, they're the only ones who are making
in this particular model, the undercover. Now, we didn't talk about the 44 Bulldog. However, the 44 Bulldog revolver gained fame after it was used by the son of Sam serial killer, David Berkowitz, in his murder spree. Isn't that something? Now, the Charter Arm Undercover, which is what I got here today, was the murder weapon in the Gregory Smart murder-based movie To Die For, starring Nicole Kidman. There you have it.
Wow, and there you have it. It only weighs 16 ounces, so it's extremely light, easy to carry.
Yeah, and you notice the bullets I have for this are old bullets too.
Old bullets.
Old man, old bullets, old gun. There you go.
You said it.
I said it before you said it.
All right, can we move on to the...
Yes, we can now.
All right, so we're going to take some time in the next, actually a couple segments, talk a little bit about gun cleaning. It's something we talk about every day here. We get a lot of questions on it. And one of the questions is, how often do I need to clean my gun? Why do I need to clean my gun? And I know we talked on break and stuff, most of us are in the habit of cleaning it after you shoot it. Even though today's modern guns, a lot of them you can go quite a bit without having to clean them,
Unless you have a gunsmith and then you just bring it to him and have him clean it.
That is what we did.
That's what I do.
So, most of them could probably go thousands of rounds without cleaning. But when you start to get into the 22, which is a very dirty round, and even some of the rifles, the 223s and stuff, you really could start to see some performance issues. So first thing I wanted to talk about is what are some of the things you might see if your gun is dirty? What are some of the things that it's going to do?
It'll start malfunctioning.
Yeah. In what way, though?
Stovepipes, failures to eject, failures to feed, the whole gamut.
There you go, talking about semi-autos again. Revolvers, tell them, John.
Well, the 22 revolvers, it's really common that you get build-up residue between the front of the cylinder and the rear of the barrel, the forcing cone, and you only have every 4,000th of an inch, you get that dirty powder build up there. Next thing you know, it's really hard to pull the trigger. Right. It drags, and you have to clean them in order to take a toothbrush with you and brush them off at the range, and you'll be in good shape.
And I've had personal experience too, like failure to go to battery. So there's so much gunk in there that it just won't even go completely to battery. And one of the things that you tend to see is that it's becomes more prevalent, it seems, the smaller the gun. Sometimes the larger the gun, it can take it a little bit more, but some of these small concealed carry guns, you really got to keep them clean.
Absolutely.
The more precision the gun's made.
You're right.
Well, yeah, I mean, the tight tolerance is what causes the
smaller
problems.
guns, you have tinier spaces, and the same size dirt will clog it up. And you know, like you said, now today we have some really tight tolerance in some of these guns, and they can drag a little bit, and you got to clean them.
I think that was the problem with the M16 rifle at first. You know, that and the ammo I think they had for it, but it was very tight tolerances.
Right. Well, we're talking about gun cleaning today. If you want to jump in at 614-821-WTVN or 1-800-610-WTVN. So guys, okay, I'm going to clean my gun now. What are some, without naming specific products, what are some... What are some of the basics? What do I need to gather? I wrote down, you know, I need, regardless of whether it's the pistol, revolver, or rifle or shotgun, I'm going to need rags, maybe a little gun oil.
You want to start out in the beginning. You need to put something down that is waterproof, chemical proof on your nice table, which I ruined by spilling some chemicals on there without a waterproof. So we sell these really nice mats. They have rifle mats. We've got a lot of pistol mats and decoration. First thing, start out with putting something down that your chemicals are not going to ruin whatever's underneath. So,
and if you get the right mat, it will have a drawing of your firearm. So once you get it apart and you're not sure how it goes back together, you might be able to look at that before you bring it to me.
Yeah, they are really nice. They do show a schematic of many of the modern guns
these
out
tech
there.
mats are really nice, yeah.
And you mentioned cloth too. I have found after numerous cleanings that the microfiber cloths work better than just about any kind of cloth out there.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what I use is an old T-shirt.
Yep.
Cut it up into squares and
cottons. Yeah, cotton's excellent.
Yep. And I also have down here a 6-pack. Is that?
No.
As long as you're not going to shoot it.
After you clean, it's a good thing.
So if you go through, so let's start at the most basic, the revolver. You have your revolver here. What do we need to do? What do you need to do to clean that? What are the basics?
You need to separate your ammunition out of the area before you even begin, because these solvents can kill your primers, and that could be deadly in the wrong situation.
Not to mention
get
the
ammo
ammunition
away.
can kill you. So.
Yeah, so do that, and then triple check your gun to make sure it is unloaded, and the magazine is out, and the cylinder is open. You've inspected it, and now you're ready to go.
So not the clip?
Not the clip. Those go in your hair.
So on the revolvers, JC, so you're going to take your bore brush or your bore snake, and you're going to
need a solvent, because you're going to need. That's what it's a rag. Good thing to get that solvent. Remember that solvents, you just don't put them on and wipe them off right away. Let the chemical work, just like you would if you clean an oven. You put it on, you let it sit for a while. So after you rub the solvent on there, let it sit for a while. You want to make sure that your bore gets some solvent in there and lets it sit. That you run your cylinders, get some solvent on there, and make sure that you wipe it off, and then let it sit for 15 minutes or so before you get into the rest.
They have a really nice bore foam that you can use. You spray the foam in the barrel, and you get contact all over.
Yeah, that's a great product.
I usually, when I start, I will hit the barrel like John said first, and let it sit while I clean all the other parts.
Right. Well, I spray my WD-40 on it and let it sit for about 15 minutes. I have two, 3 beers, and then I go back to it, and I don't want to get on my soapbox about WD-40, but that's what I use as a solvent. In most cases, I use that as a solvent.
And it's really good. I get a lot of older guns that are rusted and really bad inside. And WD-40, I used to kind of laugh at you when you said you use WD-40, but it is great because it absorbs any water or moisture in there, as well as, like Phil said, it's a great solvent.
I don't care all these articles that come out and all this bad press about WD-40. I've been using it for 40-some years, 50 years.
You know what? When I started, that's what they gave us in the academy. At CPD Academy, that's what you had to clean your gun with.
That's what you had, and because that was fairly new to them, and they tried it. And in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with it.
Kind of the original CLP back then, huh?
Yeah.
So it kind of cleaned and protected.
I just don't use it as my final last lubricant. I use it in the build.
But that was then, and now there are
There's tons of chemical products out there. All these people want to make some money.
So on the revolver, hit the cylinders good, hit the barrel and stuff, and then on the face
little
of
pace between where the forcing cone and the frame meet, that's at the rear of the barrel. There's a little gap up in there, and that's why we really strongly suggest, I do in all my classes, I give them a little bamboo skewer kind of thing to pick away, because the bamboo doesn't hurt the metal, but you'll get a buildup in there, and just you want to keep all that clean. You want to clean the frame of the gun where the firing pin comes through. That area back there is called the recoil shield. But remember, gravity is your enemy when it comes to cleaning your gun. It will take the dirt and crud into any hole or crevice. So tilt it down so this dirt and crud that you're rubbing off doesn't dissolve and go into the firing pin hole. Look at where it is, but turn it down. Make sure gravity pulls it away.
Another thing that's really useful in that, the parts that he was describing, is a good copper brush. Not a brass brush, but a copper brush. Yeah, it won't scratch anything because it's soft.
Yep, I like to use an old dental pick. And I'm careful with those.
Whole array of dental picks.
The big plastic ones.
But you have to be good.
When we come back, we're going to continue our discussion on cleaning your firearm. We're going to talk about the semi-auto and some of the products that are out there. We are on target. We're broadcasting live from LEPD Firearms Range. 614-821-WTVN is our number. We'll be right back.
When your car gets
You know what I do though?
We're proud to be the largest family-owned body shop with 6 locations in Central Ohio.
I didn't do this early on because I didn't own the compressor, but now, I blow out everything. But the downside of that is that compressed air builds up moisture.
You don't have a and when we went to the M&P class, though, they said you have to watch, and then we never had an issue with some of the internal parts, I forget what it's called, like on the slide, like the very back, with the compressed air, you can actually so when we come back, we'll briefly, let's do the oil.
We're not going to have much time.
No, I know. Figure out. Well, let's do the semi-auto real quick. Hey, sign off oil and stuff like that. Field strip. Yeah, there you go. And then hit some of the products, and then
business owners rely on Ramrod, and commitment. We make all types of rooms in many sizes from many industries. And as your business changes and grows, your lender stays with you. Count on partners and expertise. With a commercial that fits you.
Dude, we're going to be back on in 2 minutes.
I'm just kidding.
There you go.
What's the temp there, M? How long do we got? 2.5 minutes. How long will we have when we go back?
If it's not like this till September.
Oh, please don't.
10-15 minutes? All right, perfect.
You know, it hasn't been busy here, but I've been kind of busy, which is usually if you're not busy, I'm not busy.
All right.
No, I hope it's not either.
The election coming up.
May be able to file Chapter 7 or Chapter 13 bankruptcy for you. Embarrassing car repossession, an uncivilized divorce, and on top of that, student loan default.
No, I still
Call Attorney Mark at 444-LAW-0. Bankruptcy may provide a discreet and dignified solution to your financial problems. Call 444-LAW-0. That's 444-5290. Or on the web at markherder.com.
Sound the alarm. We've got a jackpot alert. Prepare to take action. The Powerball jackpot is up to $251 million. The next drawing is tonight, so don't wait. Get your Powerball tickets now. Bypass those long lines and buy popular lottery draw games, including Powerball and Mega Millions at any Ohio Lottery self-service machine. It's a fast, easy, and convenient way to play.
My wife, she had hers for 6 years and had a shot first.
Chuck Nutter from Metal Hardware and Rental here. Now is the time to aerate your lawn, oversee the thin patches of grass, and power wash the back patio. We have commercial-grade aerators, overseers, and power washers available to rent that produce professional results. Graduation is just around the corner, and we have the tables, tents, and chairs you need to celebrate.
When I was reading up on this, they said that the tunnel arms are very active.
make for all-day fun. Upper Hardware Rental in Upper Arlington is your one-stop destination for all things rental.
In 1946, my parents opened a small iron shop in Greenview called Fortin Iron Works. Now 7 years later, Fortin Iron Works is a local landlord. Hi, this is Bob Fortin. Fortin Iron Works is more than just the area's premier maker of iron railings and gates. Fortin Iron Works is also home to the award-winning Summer Classics Home, Central Ohio's largest and most beautiful outdoor furniture store. We offer a full range of outdoor furnishings, unique home accents, artwork, and more. So thank you, Central Ohio. Come visit us at Fortin Iron Works, 944 West Fifth Avenue, or online at FortinIronWorks.com.
Classic Pianos, home to world-famous Yamaha, is closing its showroom in Columbus, near the Polaris shopping area. Every piano is being sold at prices never to be seen again. Grands, baby grands, Disclavier player grands, and Clavinova digital pianos are tagged for immediate sale. This is your chance to own a Yamaha piano endorsed by artists everywhere at enormous store closing prices. Credit cards accepted and financing still available. For information and liquidation hours, go to ClassicPianosOhio.com. That's ClassicPianosOhio.com.
Better hearing's just a phone call away. Better Hearing, 431-1010.
Your ABC 6 first warning weather for today. Clouds early, but sunshine all afternoon. High of 66. For tonight, clearing skies, dry and cool. Low of 44. For Sunday, it's going to be beautiful. Sunny and warmer. High of 75. Currently 55 degrees on your severe weather station. News Radio 610 WTVN.
Your station for news, traffic, and weather. News Radio 610 WTVN.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. And if the elevator tries to break you down.
Guys, I think we should just play tunes the rest of the time.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. What an artist he was. Boy, I'll tell you, great. He'll be missed.
Yes.
Yep. Gone with the wind.
Welcome back to On Target. We are broadcasting live from LEPD Firearms Range and Training Facility located at 999 Bethel Road. We're talking about gun cleaning today. We talked about the revolver. Briefly, we're going to touch upon the semi-auto. JC, take us through what you need to do. Just a quick field strip.
Same thing, the quick field strip. Check your manual. If you don't have a manual, you can get them online, but you need a manual. Field strip it down. The nice thing about the revolver, or the semi-automatic, is you can clean the barrels easily from the rear of the barrel, the breech that's called, and you always want to clean from the rear to the front. With the revolver, about the only way you can do it is with a bore snake where you can drop it through the rear and pull it through. But they're easier to clean in that regard. On the other hand, as Ronnie will certainly tell you and pontificate on, is there are a lot of cracks and crevices and places for this carbon product called gunpowder to go into when you fire your gun. So when you got your barrel cleaned, you let it sit while you clean the rest of it. Again, turn it upside down so the dirt and creep and crud doesn't go into the gun, it comes out. You can wipe it off, you get your cloth snagged, and also the ejectors and all the little pieces and sharp parts that are out there. But again, it's the same as a revolver in that regard. But Ron can tell you there's some details that you want to take a look at when you get into the firing mechanisms.
Right. And you know, something too, JC, and you brought up a good point. I mean, Dad says he uses a compressor to blow it out, and you can. I mean, it works well, but you have to watch. You can't get real
also
up
blow
on
it in. So.
Exactly.
Well, and another thing too, on Phil and I's compressors, what are it, 25,
we have the
PSI?
OSHA, we have the OSHA approved PSI.
So you don't have to worry about, you know, blasting it or something. You can use it normally, and it's a great thing to have. You can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, any of those places, and they have the small little handheld compressors for usually under 50 or 60 bucks. And it's great for cleaning your firearm. Don't use compressed air though, because it's
too much moisture.
Yeah,
too much moisture in there. Yeah.
So let's talk briefly about oils. Ronnie, you see your share of guns that have just way too much oil in them.
Yeah, I mean, I get Glocks that they lubricate so much. A young man brought his Glock in 2 weeks ago, and it wouldn't shoot. And I took the thing apart, and I mean, the oil drained out of his firing pin channel, and his firing pin was hydrolocking. You know, it couldn't compress all the oil in there, and it wouldn't go any further forward.
And a lot of these modern guns, when you look at the owner's manual, they actually tell you to not over lubricate it. I mean, It's just a drop of oil on the slide and so forth. So really pay attention to that.
And if you ever have any questions, I mean, all of us, like you said, we all clean our firearms all the time. Come on in and ask us.
And we do periodically we do a gun cleaning class here on site too. That's always It's not a bad thing to do, even if you have been cleaning your guns for years. So let's talk about products in the couple minutes we have remaining. There is a ton of products out there. You know, Hoppies is one of the main staples that we carry. They've been around for
13 years, I think.
Right.
And, it's great as a solvent, but they also make a complete line of lubricants and protectants also.
Now, the only thing I don't like about the hop solvent is it'll knock a buzzard off of a specific type of wagon at several.
Some of us like it.
You will pass out from that stuff.
I tell you what, I've put a little bit on my wrist from time to time.
I used it as a cologne.
To keep the wife away, maybe. But
I got some solvent back there that'll burn your nose hairs.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's a great product. But there's some new stuff out there. The CLPs, which a lot of the younger guys who've been in the military, of course, Uncle Sam wanted something. I didn't want 3 different products. Give me one thing that cleans, lubricates, and protects. Ergo CLP. It's one-stop shopping. It just seems odd that you put it on the patches, you also put it on your scrub brushes, and you put it on the gun after you're done. But that's a great product.
Wow. Well, thanks for spending the hour with us. And next week we're going to have a guest from WSOIX with us. Tom's going to jump in.
That'll be cool.
And so don't want to miss that. We are on target. We're broadcasting live from LEPD Firearms and Range, located at 999 Bethel Road. Stop by and see us throughout the week. We'll be back next week.
Waving to someone and then realizing you don't know them. Embarrassing. Walking through a screen door at a large party. Embarrassing. Talking to your doctor about your poop. Come on, it's your doctor. He's heard it all before. So don't keep a lid on it. Talk to your doctor if you have frequent diarrhea, unexplained weight loss, gas, bloating, or stomach pain. Because if you have just one of these symptoms,
It was cutting in and out, Em? Is it really? Did we make it to the end, or did you do it early?
Hey, you know what I noticed?
EPI is a manageable condition.
These things are designed specifically for this.
A lot of times when that happens, it